Awesome. So I think we're going to get this show started. How's everybody doing tonight? Good, thumbs up. I'm glad that everybody made it tonight. This is going to be, I think it's going to really help you right now, especially with all of the energy that we have coming through, the busy time of year that we're coming into. So I'm hoping to instill in you a valuable tool that you can use daily to heal your physical body, your emotional body, your spiritual body. I'm going to turn our music down a little bit. Perfect. Now show me a thumbs up if you guys can all hear me and see me okay. Awesome, awesome, perfect. Okay, so this is going to be a very interactive experience for you. And the reason for that is because you can't receive healing unless you're an active participant. So this is going to be really important for you to put some energy into this. What you put into it, you're going to get out of it. Sound good to everybody? So you will need something to write with, write in. So you're going to need some type of paper, some type of pen or pencil. And if you have a pendulum or a necklace with a pendant on it, then that's fabulous. You don't need that though, and I'll show you an alternative way of doing what we're going to do. So we'll just give everybody a moment to get all their stuff together. I see some pretty pendulums out there. Lovely, Leanne, that's beautiful. Nicholas has a lovely, beautiful, lovely, lovely. And, oh, lovely big crystal. Andrea, Carrie, lovely guys. You've got some nice stuff. Nice, Sherry. Ooh, Tracy's is busy. Yours is already going. Nice, Tammy. That's lovely. Oh, Imco, you've got the Reiki symbols on there. Very nice. Beautiful. Okay, everybody's set. Everybody's ready to go. So we're going to start off by, I'm sure that you guys have an understanding when you hear about chakras, right? When anybody hears the word chakra, you automatically probably think about this kind of visual, right? You think of the person in the lotus posture with all of the colors going down. And we're going to honestly just be going into the basics of the chakras. So when we talk about chakras in the system, there are literally thousands of energy centers in the body that technically are called chakras. We are going to just focus on the main 7 chakras tonight for the sake of it being a tool, a useful tool for you to use anytime, anywhere, any place to bring healing and balance into all areas of your lives. Does that sound good to everybody? So we're going to make it really simple, really easy for everybody. So I want to just tell you guys a little bit about when we talk about the chakras and when we have to explain exactly what they are. So when we talk about the word chakra, literally speaking, the word chakra or chakra from Sanskrit translates to wheel or disc. So it's in reference to a spiritual energy center within your body that has movement or has flow. And so this goes all the way back. It's interesting because, of course, if you guys know me, I have a traditional Chinese medicine background. I studied that for years. I practiced acupuncture for years. And so I love old medicine. I love original medicine because it's where the magic began. It's where healing came from. And I believe that it's more powerful in many ways than Western medicine is. And it just happens to be that using the chakras for healing was one of the first healing modalities. So the chakra system originated in India between 1500 and 500 BC. It's a really long time ago. And so it was showing up in the oldest text called the Vedas. And so it's kind of interesting because the Vedas are a collection written in Sanskrit, they're literally records. So think about piles and piles and piles of records. It's kind of like, you know, the idea of the Bible, but this is like in a more spiritually connected way. I know that sounds funny, the Bible not being spiritually connected, but these were all written by the healers, the medicine people, the astrologists, all of this stuff. And it was all put together for the purpose of understanding energy and how energy flows through the body. So a really cool thing about the chakras is that just like in Chinese medicine, each specific chakra corresponds to a specific organ, as well as a physical state, an emotional state, a psychological state, and your spiritual state. So imagine you have all of these centers of energy in your body that each are like fine-tuned and calibrated to a specific frequency. And so what happens is when that frequency is off or unbalanced, we talk about our chakras being unbalanced, it will have the effect on the organ that it's around. It can have an effect around the emotion that is its element. It can have an effect on your physical being, your emotional being, and your mental being. So having the ability to know, first of all, where these systems are in your body, how they function, how they operate, and how you can fine tune them or recalibrate them is a game changer. And I'm hoping that that's what you guys are going to find tonight. Remember, throughout this entire thing, what you put into it is what you're going to get from it. In every single thing that we do, you guys have to remember that the universe is only reacting to our frequency. So if you come to a workshop like this and you fall asleep or you don't have any interest in it, you're not going to get anything from it. But if you have a conversation with the universe and you say to the universe, I'm looking for a new way of healing, I'm looking for a new way of bringing balance into my life in all areas of my life, the universe is going to hear that. It's going to reflect your calling and it's going to answer your prayers. And so I hope that's what you guys have with your experience tonight. Everybody ready for that? Everybody ready for a tool that's powerful and healing? Awesome. Perfect. So I want to talk to you guys about one thing before we get in and start discovering your chakra health. We're going to do a check and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. But let me see, just by a show of hands, who knows what Kundalini is or Kundalini energy? Let me see by a show of hands. A few people. Okay, a few people have heard about it. Who has heard of Kundalini yoga? Probably lots of people have heard of, you know, Kundalini yoga is a style of yoga, right? It's one of the oldest styles of doing yoga. And I wanted to share some insights with you guys. So it's very interesting because to me, Kundalini is an energy force. And so, of course, when we talk about the Sanskrit meaning behind the word Kundalini, it actually means she who is coiled. And so oftentimes you will see the serpent or the snake when we talk about Kundalini energy. And you'll see, you know, the pictures, the descriptions of the coil coming up the body. So the serpent energy coming up into the body. And so the idea behind that is that the serpent energy, once it's awoken in the body, it travels up to all of the chakras of the body and then into your crown chakra. So it's like this waking up or stirring up of energy that comes to the top of your chakras, which is your crown chakra. And this is where your higher consciousness is to be triggered. It's kind of like where the awakening energetically happens. And so they say that the result of this is a higher awareness or a greater understanding of one's soul or your true self, your higher self. which also then helps you to see your life purpose and the nature of why you're here, your purpose. And so it's really kind of an interesting thing, because many people go on journeys to awaken their Kundalini, right? They travel, they find a guru, they, sit in meditation, they do chanting, they do prayers with the idea or the hopes that they're going to wake up that energy source within them. And it's really interesting, and I'm going to share a personal story with you guys. So my husband's uncle, who has passed, but he was a practicing, he had a guru, he did daily meditation, he was very devoted to that. He was a vegan, so very devoted to that lifestyle. And I can remember having a conversation with him years and years and years ago, and this was probably at the beginning of my awakening, my conscious awakening. And I remember having a conversation with him about the Kundalini energy. And he said to me that I should be afraid of the Kundalini energy, and that I should be afraid to not awaken the Kundalini within me, because if you wake your Kundalini up and you're not ready for it, it will make you go crazy or make you insane. Has anybody ever heard that before? Some people? Yeah, for sure. And so I do believe that that is the teachings, that they do that, that is part of the teachings, that they do teach you that that energy can make you go insane. And so it was interesting, because I have studied the chakras, I have studied meditation, I have studied all of this, and I came across a really, really interesting teacher, and I watched a few of his seminars about Kundalini awakening and about the teachings that he did in it. And I soon realized, as he was teaching, that what he was actually talking about with Kundalini energy and trying to explain was actually the energy that I use as a medium and as a psychic. So he was describing the feeling, the power, what happens when you wake your Kundalini up, all of this. And of course, being clairvoyant, when somebody is talking, it's, my mind, my inner vision already puts a whole picture and puts pieces together. And so what he was explaining was, in fact, what mediums and psychics have been doing since the beginning of time. And that's what we call building our power, or sitting in the power. And that's how we actually connect with spirit and the spirit world. Now, it makes total sense if you think about it this way. If they talk about such a powerful energy that you bring through your whole body, that comes all the way and connects you to your crown chakra and allows you to have visions and be connected, it's really kind of what we do when we're connecting to the spirit world. Unless you have done it yourself and you know firsthand, it takes an incredible amount of energy to be able to connect with the spirit world and then hold a link with the spirit world. We call it sitting in the power. And so every single time I do a reading, I'm awakening my Kundalini energy. I'm building that energy up. I'm putting that energy up, and I'm holding on to that energy. And yes, it's a very powerful energy. And yes, if you don't use it for a specific purpose or have a specific focus with it, yes, it could be dangerous. That's probably a very dramatic word for it, but could it cause you to be fearful or afraid or see things that you don't understand? Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is why when we're teaching mediumship, we're teaching psychic work, especially there's a lot of my students in here tonight, you guys know that building your spiritual foundation is one of the most important things for me in all of the teachings that I do. And so you have no worries tonight. We're not going to wake up your Kundalini energy. I'm not going to teach you guys how to bring the serpent up into your crown chakra. When you're ready for that, I trust that it will happen for you in its own way. What I'm going to do with you guys is I'm going to teach you how to have the awareness of your own chakra centers, though, so that you can find out what's off, what needs some attention. And this is going to apply to all areas of your lives. So what I'm going to get you guys to do is we are going to do a little bit of an energy check-in with your bodies right now. And so what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you write down the word root chakra. So we're going to start at the base. So if you don't know the root chakra, we're going to start is at the base of your spine. So when you're sitting, it's actually at your sit bone, it's actually at your tailbone. That's the first chakra that we're going to go into. Okay. And so you're going to tune into the energy of your chakra so that as we go through and find out all the information about the chakras, it's going to apply to you specifically. So this is not just going to be something generalized. You're going to be able to say, oh, yes, okay, that makes sense to me. That applies to me. And then we're going to find out how much help your chakras need, and then we're going to help them. Okay. So everybody, for your root chakra, I want you to get your pendulum out. If you don't have a pendulum, then you're going to use your pen on your paper. Okay? And so this is going to take a little bit of focus. You guys are going to have a little bit of focus put into this. You're going to create an intention. Think about it as, you know how when a doctor uses a stethoscope, you guys know what I'm talking about, to hear the heartbeat, right? You know what? It's funny. My kids were making fun of me today. I make words up all the time, or I like say things, because what happens is my brain is so fast that by the time it comes out, sometimes it's gibberish. Does that happen to anybody? And yeah, I expect everybody to understand what I'm saying and know what I want before the words come out of my mouth. Stethoscope. Thanks, Kelly. So I'm sure that I'm not alone in that, but it's a gift. I'm telling you, it's a gift. Okay. So if you don't have your pendulum, you're going to take your pen and you're going to put it on your paper. Okay. So think about your chakra centers as orbs. Does everybody know what an orb is? So really an orb is just kind of, a round, kind of soft shaped, circular structure of energy and light. And that's kind of what we want to think about our chakras as. So it's kind of like, just like, when we're looking at right now, I'm looking at you, I'm looking at all your human vehicles, I'm looking at all of your human blueprints, your human avatars. If I was to energetically stick a needle in your human vehicle and it did pop, your soul energy would just completely be free again and it would have no shape. It's just pure consciousness, right? So think about the energy centers, the chakras, actually being enclosed in a cell membrane or a shield, a protective layer. And the same thing, if we were to pop that, boom, the chakra would just be wide open and become back to pure consciousness. It's very interesting how it's kind of a built-in feature in the human vehicles that when we get into the human form, they give us all of these energy centers and they put them into nice compacted little compartments so that we can know which one is which and what each one is doing. So it's whoever designed the human avatar, the human vehicle, they did a pretty good job. So they gave us some pretty good features. Okay, so at the root chakra, what you guys are going to do is you're going to just close your eyes for a minute. You're just going to take in a deep breath. So we're going to use our breath to connect with our physical bodies, to tune into our chakras today. Just taking in a deep breath and then bringing your awareness and your attention just to the base of your spine. So just your inner eye, your inner mind, just following it all the way down to the base of your spine. And you can visualize the color of the root chakra, which is red. So you can put that color to your orb that's spinning. Sometimes it's not spinning very fast. It may look like that it's standing still, but it is actually moving. And you're just going to make that connection. And now I want you, and if you're in a space where you can say it out loud, say it out loud. If you're not, then say it inner to yourself. But just say, show me the health of my root chakra. Show me the state of my root chakra. And now, if you are doing this with a pen and not with a pendulum, this is where I want you to still keep your eyes closed with your pen. And I want you just to begin like kind of like a scribble on your paper. So you're just going to start making a circle, a scribble on your paper. And just pay attention to the scribble. Just pay attention to it. Just keep on going. If you're doing with the pendulum now you can put up your pendulum. You can open up your eyes. And again, we're going to just say to our pendulum, show me the health of my root chakra. Show me the state of my root chakra. And so if anybody's not sure how to use the pendulum or the whatever you're using, the easiest way is to put your other hand underneath the pendulum, not touching it, but sort of ground the energy of it. Hold it above, holding it with these two fingers, with your thumb and your forefinger, so that you're not moving the pendulum at all yourself. Just get it into a straight, still spot and say, show me the health of my root chakra. And then just give it a minute. Perfect. And so I'm going to have you guys put 3 things down for it. So if it's spinning like Sherry's, you can see boom, boom, boom. You're going to say open. You're going to write open down by your root chakra. If it's doing like Melissa's is doing, so just a little bit, it's just kind of, we're going to say slow. So it's going to be, so slow is meaning this. So just, right? And if we have no little movement, I think Tammy's, it's hard to see, then I want you to say closed. So it's going to be open, slow, closed. And if your pendulum is not working for you guys, then do the pen on the paper. And then what you're going to do is you're going to look at how big your circle is. And it does not matter which way. We're not going to be concerned about that stuff. And so if you didn't do it with a pendulum, you did it with a pen, you're either going to have a little tiny circle, a medium circle, or a big circle. And again, it'll be open, slow, closed. Everybody got theirs? So if we say medium, that would be slow, right? So make sure you have that down. So it's going to be important when we're going to do the work on there. So you're going to have open, slow, closed. Okay, everybody there? Everybody's got their reading for their heart, their root chakra? Perfect. Yeah, and that looks like it's moving pretty fast. And note this, guys, when you have your pendulums, you can make a few other observations as well. So besides the circumference of your circle, take note if it's fast or slow, because that will also give us indication to the health of the chakra. So like how Sherry's was like boom, 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 boom. It was like last two, right? And also is very, you can see it's kind of a little bit jumpy, and it's you see it? A little bit jumpy like that, right? Okay, and just write that down because it'll be individual for each one of you. Sherry seems like it's kind of like smooth and quiet. And Carrie's, yours is not circling. That's okay. So it's not moving at all. If it's going back and forth, that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. So just know again. So is it a little bit, a lot, or yeah, that's fine. That's just how your team is communicating through your pendulum. They speak a different language. That's okay. Okay, so now we're going to go into the root chakra, guys, and this is where you guys are going to learn about the health of your root chakra. So we know that the color is red that goes with the earth, with the root chakra. The element that goes with the root chakra is earth. Now, when your root chakra is balanced and you're feeling good, it will make you feel safe and secure. So it will make you feel stable. You won't have any worries about your home, about where you come from, where you're going. So it's all about the stability. Now, if your root chakra is unbalanced, it will make you feel insecure. So there will be that unsureness, right? That energy around that. The energy behind the root chakra is grounding energy, the energy of surrender, the energy of letting go, and the energy of forgiveness. Now, what I want you guys to do is when I'm saying all of the words, so I'm using language to communicate with you, when I'm saying the words and we're talking about a particular chakra, I want you to listen. So with all your senses, right? Not with your mind. I want you to listen with all of your senses to the words that jump out at you. And then I want you to write them down beside your root chakra. And so pay attention to that, because that's going to give you the insights of what's happening with your root chakra in particular. Now, the root chakra is also about our past, our timeline, so the experiences we're having, our family, and it's also about the blocks that we have. So whenever we're in, it can be career-wise, it can be health-wise, it can be romance-wise, whenever we feel like we're having a lot of blocks in our way, so everybody had the times where they feel like they're taking like 10 steps forward and 30 steps back. Check in with your root chakra and see the state of your root chakra, because that's where that energy will be blocked. Now, physically with the root chakra, it is the testicles, the kidneys, and the spine. So make a note right now as we go through this stuff, if any of that applies to anything that's happening physically in your body, and if it can be fixed through the healing of the root chakra. Now, I want you guys to, again, close your eyes for a moment. And when I get you to do this, you're connecting with your divine guidance team. So you're connecting with your energy source, which is your I am as well, which is your intuition. And I want you to ask this question. What do you need to let go of? As soon as you receive any insight, just write it down beside your root chakra so that you know that that's coming up for you. And don't dismiss anything. Just write down whatever comes up. And then just let me see your hands up if you have, if you've done that, if everybody's done. And we'll just give everybody a few moments. Perfect. Good. Awesome. So now we're going to go into our next chakra. And so our next chakra is our sacral chakra. And so our sacral chakra is just below our navel or belly button. And the element that goes with our sacral chakra is water. And so remember, each element that we give you with the chakra, that means that that will be a way of balancing it as well. Each thing I give you will be an insight into balancing. So if the root chakra needs healing or balancing, the earth being the element, so grounding, walking, nature, right? Hugging a tree, growing plants. And when we talk about the sacral chakra, water can be soaking in a tub, it can be swimming in the ocean, it can be swimming in a lake or a pond, or it can also be being out in the rain when it's raining. So the color that goes with our sacral chakra is orange. And when our sacral chakra is in a balanced state, it will make us feel passionate. And when our sacral chakra is unbalanced, it will make us feel frustrated. We can feel lack energy and victim energy. The energy behind the sacral chakra is creativity and sexuality. And it affects our physical body with our adrenal glands, our bladder, our prostate, our ovaries, our kidneys, our gallbladder, our bowel, and our spleen. So we're going to use our pendulum now, or our pen or pencil, to connect with our sacral chakra and find out the health of our sacral chakra. So again, just closing your eyes for a moment, just bringing your focus and your attention to your sacral chakra, so just below your belly button. And just bringing your energy all the way down to that part of your body, just having the awareness of the energy there. Some of you may be able to see your chakras. Some of you may be able to feel them when we tune into them. And if you don't, that's okay. That's fine. It's still there. And just asking, show me the state of my sacral chakra. And if you didn't like using your pendulum, then use the pen or the pencil this time. You can play with both and see how both work for you. And then again, you're just going to write down whether it's open, slow, or closed. And anything else that you may pick up, any note that you want to put on it. This is your diagnostic sheet. It's like when you go to your doctor for a checkup and he's checking all the boxes off. You're your own doctor right now. Except for you have thousands of ancestors working with you, and guides and angels and galactic beings. So we'll give everybody a moment to just write down what they came up with. Okay, and once you have that, we are going to close our eyes and we're going to connect with our sacral chakra, and we're going to ask the question, how can I bring creative energy into my experience? How can I bring creative energy into my experience? And pay attention, guys, when you're asking these questions and connecting to these energy sources in your body, you may feel a buildup of energy or emotion in certain places. Pay attention to that, because that can also be an energy blockage. You know, sometimes you feel a welling up of emotion in your chest, in your throat, pressure in your head. Pay attention to that, because that's energy blocked. When energy flows, there's no pain or discomfort, right? We'll just give everybody a moment to answer their question. And truthfully, when we do this kind of work, the quickest answer, the fastest answer, the first answer that comes to you is usually the most accurate. If you give it more time, your imagination, ego, and pain body will get in there and start creating stuff that's not actually there. Okay, so everybody ready to move on to our next chakra? Perfect. So now we are going to go to our solar plexus chakra. And so the element with our solar plexus chakra is fire. The solar plexus chakra teaches us about reclaiming our power. The color is yellow. And it helps us to step into our power and awaken the wild and untamed warrior within us. The energy is all about power. And when we're feeling balanced in our solar plexus, we have compassion. We can feel compassion, which is kind of interesting, isn't it? The idea of being powerful, but having compassion. And when our solar plexus is feeling unbalanced, we will have low self-esteem. The physical body parts are the intestines, the pancreas, the liver, the bladder, the stomach, and the upper spine. So it's kind of interesting with this as well, because when they talk about the upper spine, we talk about the neck and the shoulders as well. And so think about this for a moment. When you are feeling powerless and you're feeling weak, you likely are feeling stress, right? Does that make sense? And when you're feeling stressed, how many people have really tight shoulders, tight necks, headaches, right? So then we know that our solar plexus needs some attention. So we're going to go in and we're going to connect with our solar plexus now. So you're going to close your eyes. Just take in a deep breath. Bring your focus and your attention all the way to your solar plexus, which is just above your belly button, or just above your navel. And you're just going to ask, show me the health of my solar plexus. Show me the state of my solar plexus. And then the same thing, just get your pendulum out or your pen out. And again, you're just going to write open, slow, or closed. And just let me see your hands up if you have it, if you've got it. Perfect. Awesome. And so we're going to go in and we're going to ask the question of our solar plexus. What are you afraid of? So I want you to close your eyes, connect with your solar plexus energy, and ask, what are you afraid of? Okay, everybody have their answer? Good. Okay, now let's go to our next chakra, which is our heart chakra. And so the element with the heart chakra is air. The color is green. The theme for the heart chakra is choosing the path of love. So choosing the frequency of love, opening up your heart and allowing love inside. The energy associated with the heart chakra is love and vulnerability. And when the heart chakra is balanced, we will experience joy. And when the heart chakra is unbalanced, we will experience fear. The body parts that belong with the heart chakra are the heart and the lungs. And so let's connect with our heart chakra and let's find out the state of our heart chakra. So asking, show me the health of my heart chakra. Show me the state of my heart chakra. I see lots of wide open heart chakras. That's awesome. Yolande, look at yours go. Sherry, yours was on fire. Kelly's, yours is moving. Got a heart of gold. So I want to share a little insight with you guys that actually kind of was perfect timing because I have a few friends that are dealing with this stuff right now. But I was having a conversation with a energy healer, a really good energy healer, and we were talking about blood pressure and how it can be such a stressor. If anybody has ever had higher blood pressure, diagnostic of have high blood pressure, you know that it's very stressful, right? You know, as soon as you see those numbers, as soon as you feel that you feel like you're going to die, you feel like it's at any moment, that's it, you're done, you're going to have a stroke, you're going to have a heart attack, it's going to be the end of you. And it was really an interesting conversation that we had, because here's one thing that I want everybody to remember, and you would know this, but we don't think about it, and it shows us how well we're programmed, how the programming plays on us. But the number that we use, and this applies to a lot of the numbers when we're talking about diagnosis with Western medicine, the number that we use for the measurement of blood pressure was based on a white male who was 30 or younger, who was less than 150 pounds. So that's where that number came from. So anything that falls outside of that range and doesn't fall in those numbers, being high or low, means that there's something wrong with you. And you can see there's something wrong with that equation, right? Does that make sense? And I'll tell you something, over the years in my acupuncture practice, I had clients who would come in with high blood pressure, like really, really high. And I'm talking like 200 over 150 high blood pressure. And these are people that were on medication. These people were on all kinds of medication already for their blood pressure. And they didn't feel bad. They were people who ran high. They naturally had a lot of energy in their body and they ran high. The only time that they felt bad was when they would go and see their doctor, and their doctor would make them feel like they were dying. So it was very interesting, because this healer reminded me that a lot of us run high, especially if you are a light worker or a healer or a sensitive or an empath. You can tend to run high, and that's just because you process a lot of energy through your body. And so keep this in mind when you're diagnosing yourself, or when you're stamping yourself with a diagnosis, because I know as soon as you have a problem with your blood pressure, it can be more stressful than the actual problem with the blood pressure. So have the awareness of that. And now that you know that you can tune into your heart chakra, because your heart chakra is connected to your heart, that you can fine tune your heart so that that muscle becomes very, very strong and healthy. Okay. And when we talk about the circulatory system, when we go to the crown chakra oversees all of the major systems. So when we fine tune our heart chakra and our crown chakra, we're actually helping our heart and our circulatory system. So I wanted to share that with you guys, so that you have the awareness that there's a lot of programming that will cause us to experience stress if we choose to follow the programming. Okay, so everybody they've got all their stuff done, yes? Perfect. And so we're going to ask our heart chakra right now, how can I open my heart to love myself more? How can I open my heart to love myself more? And if any of these questions, the answers don't come to you easily, please go make sure you go back to them. They will give you good insights, great insights. Okay, everybody ready to go on? Perfect. Okay. So now we are going to go to our throat chakra. And so, of course, our throat chakra is located in our throat. The color is sky blue. The element is air. The theme of the throat chakra is boundaries, reclaiming your voice, and trusting yourself. The energy is expansion, honesty, and courage. So when our throat chakra is balanced, we will be feeling heard. And when our throat chakra is unbalanced, we will feel resentful. Does that make sense to everybody? Have you ever had a time in your life where you feel like you're not being heard and you say, nobody's listening to me? Yes. And so the body parts with the throat chakra are the thyroid, the bronchial tubes, the vocal cords, the respiratory system, the mouth, and everything in the mouth, including your teeth, your gums, your tongue, and the esophagus. And I always find this one kind of interesting, especially if you've ever been in a time in your life where you're feeling like you're not being heard, like people are not listening, you're not able to speak your truth. And if you've ever had any dental issues, so any inflammation, any gingivitis, any cavities even. Okay, so let's tune in. We're going to tune into our throat chakra and ask the health of our throat chakra. And so, show me the health of my throat chakra. And then just write down whether it's open, slow, or closed. Okay, everybody has their reading. Okay, and so we are going to connect with our throat chakra and we are going to ask the question, and this will just be a yes or no. Am I speaking my truth? Am I speaking my truth? And just let me see thumbs up when you're done, when you've got that answer. Perfect. Okay, so now we are going to go to our third eye chakra, which is just between the brows. And so the element for the third eye is light. And the third eye is about committing to your divine self. The color is indigo. The theme for the third eye is remembering who you are and what you came here to be. The energy is divine, light, and powerful. And when our third eye is balanced, we feel inspired. And when our third eye is unbalanced, we feel moody and depressed. The physical body associated with the third eye chakra are the eyes, the pituitary gland, the pineal gland, and the brain. So let's tune into our third eye chakra and ask to see the health of our third eye chakra. Oh, wow. Tammy, yours is on fire. Imka, yours wide open. Andrea, wide open. Karen's wide open. Lots of open third eyes. That's awesome, guys. Kelly, look at yours. Megan, yours too. Very nice. Lots of wide open third eyes. That's good to see. We need all souls on the planet to have open eyes right now. Okay, so everybody's got their open, slow, close written down. And now we're going to connect with our third eye. And we're going to ask the question, how can I learn to trust my intuition? And remember, don't dismiss anything. If you see a number, if you see a symbol, if you see a color, if you have a feeling, so a good question. How can I learn to trust my intuition? And just show me a thumbs up when you get an answer, when you're there. Perfect. Okay. So now we're going to go to our crown chakra. So the crown chakra is just at the top of our head. And so the element for the crown chakra is ether and thought. The color is violet. And so the crown chakra is associated with the element of thought. It's also the center that controls our connection to spirit, as well as our sense of universal consciousness, wisdom, unity, and self-knowledge. So they don't call it the crown for nothing. It has a lot of stuff going on. The theme for the crown is remembering who you are and what you came here to be, but also saying yes to yourself. So very connected with the third eye. Again, the energy we have is powerful, wisdom, and insightful. When the crown chakra is balanced, we will feel empowered and connected. And when the crown chakra is unbalanced, we will feel confusion and hesitation. The body parts with the crown chakra are the spinal cord, the brain stem, and also all major body systems. So your central nervous system, your muscular system, your cardiovascular system, and your skin. So let's go in and find out the health of our crown chakra. Let's find out the state of our crown chakra. Good, we have some really good connections. Perfect, so write down open, slow, or closed. And I know some of you may be feeling like, yay, my crown chakra is wide open, my third eye is wide open, yay. But if your root chakra is closed and everything else is open, you're gonna tip over. You can become very ungrounded easily. So remind yourself about that. I know, especially with people who are, excited about the spirit world, they tend to think, yeah, I have my crown chakra wide open, my third eye wide open. But if you don't have your lower chakras open and balanced, you will be unbalanced in the physical body. These human vehicles need to be grounded. Okay, everybody has theirs written down? Perfect. So now we're going to tune into our crown chakra and we are going to ask the question, show me how to strengthen my connection to source. Show me how to strengthen my connection to source. And so source energy can be what you call God. It can be Jesus. It can be Buddha. It can be whoever, whatever you pray to, whatever energy source you feel connected to, whatever energy source you feel part of. It doesn't matter what you call it. It's how it feels. And the important part is that you're always connected. You just have to remind yourself of this. Okay, everybody has their answer for that? Perfect. Good. Okay, so now we know the state of our chakras. Are some of you surprised that some are more closed than others or more open than others? And so you now have some insights of where you can do some fine-tuning, some healing. We are going to send our chakras an infusion of a frequency that heals the chakras. And so this is what you guys are going to take from this and use this daily. It will literally take you a couple of minutes a day, but over the next month or so, you're going to need this. What you're going to do is you're going to learn how to send a frequency to the chakra to tune it. Sound good? Okay, perfect. And don't worry about your singing voice. Don't worry if it doesn't sound perfect. You're going to hear mine and it's not going to sound like I'm a recording artist. So what's important is the vibration that comes through with the sound, the intention that comes through with the sound, and that you feel it in that area of the body. Everybody okay with that? Okay. So everybody's just going to sit back. You just make sure that your spine is straight. If you're laying down, just try and be as straight as possible so you can focus on where you're sending the frequency, where you're sending the fine tuning. And so you're going to want to close your eyes for this. You're going to want to stay inside the physical body for this because you're going to want to send the frequency to that chakra. Okay. So each chakra has a particular sound or syllable that comes with it. And so that's what we're going to be sending. Okay. So we're ready to go and start. And so what we are using is called the Bija Mantras. And so in Vedic tradition, the Bija Mantras are used as tools for the expansion and widening of one's mind by utilizing the power of sound vibrations. And so we are going to use these to calibrate our chakras, to send healing energy to them, to either open them or close them, but to bring them into a balanced state. And so we'll begin by just taking 3 slow, deep belly breaths. And so we want to make sure we're taking a diaphragmatic breath, which means we're breathing in slowly through our nose, letting that healing energy, the oxygen, the breath go all the way down to our belly and expanding there, and then releasing through our mouth as it comes back up. Every time we do this breath, this conscious breathing, we are awakening all of the chakras. We are sending oxygen to all parts of our body. And as we do this, we are open and ready to receive the healing. course, as we create this intention, we do have our guides, our angels, our galactic beings, our ancestors joining us now, all working with us, through us, always for our highest good. And so in yoga, there are 7 specific Bija Mantras that vibrationally align our energy centers or our chakras through sound energy. And so we are going to begin with our root chakra. And it's important that you do the chant as well. Again, creating the focus and the intention of where the energy is going to go. So bringing your mind's eye to your root chakra, base of your spine, taking in a deep breath. And as we exhale, we are going to make the sound lum, as in L-U-M, pronounced lum. Taking in a deep breath. Lum. And again, a breath in. Long. And once more, breath in. Long. Now bringing your awareness to your sacral chakra, just below your navel. The sound is VUM, as in thumb. So VUM. Taking in a deep breath. VUM. Taking in a deep breath. Taking in a deep breath. Now bringing your awareness to your solar plexus chakra. So just above your navel. The sound is RUM. Taking in a deep breath. RUM. Taking in a deep breath. RUM. Another deep breath. RUM. And now bringing your awareness to your heart chakra. The sound for our heart chakra is YUM, and yum as in yummy. Taking in a deep breath. Yum. Taking in a deep breath. Yum. Taking in another deep breath. Yum. And now bringing your awareness to your throat chakra. The sound is hum, as in humming. Taking in a deep breath. Hum. Taking in a deep breath. Hum. Taking in another deep breath. Hum. And now bringing your focus and attention to your third eye chakra, so between the brows. The sound is oo, as in Uber. Taking in a deep breath. Ooh. Taking in a deep breath. Taking in another deep breath. And now bringing your attention to your crown chakra, so just above your head. The sound is Om. Taking in a deep breath. Om. Taking in a deep breath. Om. And taking in a deep breath. Om. And there you have it. How's everybody feeling? Awesome. So you've just fine-tuned your chakras. You've just sent them a blast of healing frequency. You'll notice throughout the night, the next couple of days, they'll begin to change their energy. Tune into them. Make sure you go back and you check the energy. Bring out your pendulum, your pen, and you can work on a specific chakra. So if your heart needed some energy, just go and do the Bija mantra for the heart. Just sit there for a few minutes, sending that frequency to your heart. It's easy, right? And powerful. Awesome. Yes, so do the mantras daily. Do them, you can do them several times a day. Perfect. I want to thank you guys so much for coming and doing this tonight. And I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you got something from it. I hope you guys saw in the email that went out, there's a new online program that is launching starting January 3rd. It's the 21 Days of Abundance. Lord knows we need this. The last couple of years have been so much fun for everybody. And so take a moment and check it out and see if you feel called to join us. There's a special price until Christmas on it. So, and you will have full access to all 21 days. You don't have to be available for any of it. You will just tune into your account, log into your account, and have access to all of the information, all of the meditations, the prayers, the healings, the everything, lots and lots and lots of content. Okay, my lovelies, thank you so much for being a part of this. I'm sending you guys all huge, huge blessings. Forever grateful, always grateful for your light, for your love, for your support. And I will see you guys all again soon. Thanks, everybody.